appropriateness, which will be heard this evening in the order listed on the agenda. For those of you who are not familiar with our procedure, it's fairly simple and informal. When we call an item, the applicant and/or agent will come forward to the table and make their presentation. There are 2 microphones there. Any abutter or interested party will be given the opportunity to ask questions, review plans, or make comments after the applicant has finished presenting their material. We ask that anyone who wishes to speak to please step up to a microphone and begin by clearly stating their name for the record. We usually make our decisions fairly quickly. Please be reminded that our committee's main purpose is to review items for their appropriateness and setting, and it's the responsibility of the applicant to comply with other town boards and regulations having to do with the building department, conservation, engineering, health, zoning, and sign inspector. Applicants can pick up their approved paperwork at the Old Kings Highway office once it's been recorded with the Yarmouth Town Clerk. So please allow until Wednesday afternoon for this process to be completed. Also, you should know there is a 10 calendar day period starting once a decision is filed with the town clerk. Then any person aggrieved by our decision tonight can appeal to the Regional Commission of the Old Kings Highway. Our office administrator will be happy to answer any questions in that regard to the process and the paperwork. We thank you in advance for your cooperation. We'll begin with the first item, which is installation of 30 solar panels on the rear of the house at 45 Skipper Lane. Guillaume Nunes is the owner, and Vivint Solar Developer is the agent. And are either one here? Okay. Introducing yourselves.
My name's Guilherme Nunes, and I live in the 45 Skipper Lane, Yarmouth Port.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Felipe. I'm the district manager for Vivint Solar.
What's your last name?
Barros,
Thank you.
appreciate it.
Good.
Is there any landscape plan or plantings?
Yeah, I'm trying to plant some trees around the behind the house there, and to cover the street. But I'm just waiting on a bank to, I loaned some money for I can do that.
Mm-hmm. Because it's the panels will clearly be visible,
Mm-hmm.
and that's typically not appropriate.
Okay.
Yeah, they'd be covered on the backside. And so really you got, I think, not even a block.
And how would they be covered on the backside?
No, they're on the backside.
Yes,
So,
but they're visible from the street, right?
yeah, probably less than a block, I'd say.
Well, it's a corner lot, so it's very visible from the side streets. And from people behind, because the lots are fairly small,
Mm-hmm.
and the abutters to the rear have a clear, wide-open view.
Our office has received 4 letters from the abutters objecting to this proposal,
Uh-huh.
and they all object for the same reason. Well, the primary reason is that they would be clearly visible from early Redberry Lane, which I think all of us confirmed when we went over to view the site.
Yep.
So we have, it would seem to me, 2 options here. We can either deny the application as inappropriate for the setting and against the statute, or we could postpone our decision pending a landscape plan.
Okay.
It's not my sense that this panel is prepared to approve this application as it stands now.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
You know, the problem with doing a landscape plan is it would have to be really big, mature trees to make any impact. To put a row of anything less than about 15 foot tall would be practically meaningless. So it's an expensive proposition to shield these.
Okay.
So you probably don't want to go that route.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna think about it and see what I'm gonna do.
Okay.
So essentially, we can't take care of one of the biggest issues in our world right now
Mm.
because of aesthetics.
I don't think you're,
I'm just trying to figure that out. The federal government just posted something about the U.S. doesn't take care of climate change. We'll probably have the biggest issue ever.
yeah, but there are other ways of doing it too. You could insulate your house properly. As starters, you can use window coverings, which keep the heat in at night. A lot of houses nowadays, they love the outdoors so much they don't bother to put curtains in. It just, and they don't want grills in the windows either because it blocks the view, even though the grills take up like 1% of the area, and clearly they don't block the view. And the heat at night just goes pouring out the window. You can find that out very easy if you just stand next to a sliding glass door sometime, and you can feel the cold on your body. There are ways of controlling that heat. I owned a house with electric heat, and I had the house heated in the winter so that it wouldn't freeze up. So I had a low temperature thermostat. You set it for 40 degrees. So rarely does it have to have the heat come on. But by putting proper window coverings on, I cut the electric use in half. And what I used costs 5 cents a square foot. So there are ways of saving energy, and
That's
as a matter of
great
fact,
way to preserve the energy, but not create it.
Well, the overriding point is all this discussion is moot because it's not our job to assess the conservation issues involved or the energy issues involved, we can advise on the basis of our collective experience, but our function is to preserve the character of the historic district, and your house is in the historic district.
Okay.
And this is project, unfortunately, as it is currently presented to us, is contrary to that. So I move to deny the application.
Second.
Second.
Do
Pardon
we
me?
need it? We've got the 4 letters. I mean,
Still need to ask.
do you wish to speak, any of you? Are there abutters here?
We have letters from 4
Yeah.
people.
No, I agree. That's okay. That's if I can't do it, that's fine. You know,
Yeah.
that's fine.
Okay.
There won't be a historical district if we don't take care of this guy, so I hope you know that.
What's that?
There won't be a historical district in the next 50 years if we don't take care of this, so.
There will be unless we
unless we
get
don't-
drowned.
So,
We have a certain
Second,
mandate
seconded here.
we have
No,
to
you guys are good.
adhere to.
All in favor of denial?
Aye.
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 Okay.
Oh, we have to do a little paperwork here. The next item is concerned with the construction of a new single-family home at 5 Marchside Drive. Arthur and Ann Chaparellis are the owners, and George Waduris is the agent. Good evening, good evening.
My name is George Maduris, and I represent Ann and Arthur Chapralis for the new home, and I'm a general contractor.
Good.
Amanda Cunningham, AMPM Design.
If I may, we have more information. You can take a look at it. We'd like to share it with you.
Yeah.
It's a landscape design.
Good. Yeah.
Are there any abutters to this project present? lot to digest. It's a very ambitious plan.
Big house.
It appears to me to be very much in keeping with the neighborhood, which I live down the street, so I'm familiar with it.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Would you like to address us?
We're abutters, and I just have the courage to raise my hand.
Good. Thank you.
Patrick Tiberio, 12 Chase Garden Lane, in case you need that. We're just here to observe. We're not really sure what's it gonna.
Let's see. Why don't you take a minute to look through this, right? Yeah. You can use the table there.
I have a full set of elevations as well, so you want to see
Yeah,
what
the elevations are what
it's going to look like.
we're behind, so I'm trying to figure out how it's gonna look. Oh, okay. Okay.
That's the elevation.
That's the side.
Yeah, we're probably, is that the side?
Right behind, right?
You're
Yeah,
behind.
that's kind of the front, but it's facing the water.
I got it.
Yeah.
And what's one of the reasons we chose to do one-story house and try to be as low as possible?
Yeah, I appreciate that.
This is,
I mean,
this is back. Would be the back of yours.
Yeah,
Here.
yeah, we're probably, I guess, this way, where you said.
And there's going to be landscaping between all along here.
Are you over here?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
It's the low part.
okay. Is there, I mean, I'm not even sure how far back we are, but.
You're like here somewhere. Yeah.
Is it here or here?
It's
here.
here, with the pool garage house.
Yeah.
It's pretty tricky the way the roofs come together.
Okay. Am I keeping this? Or not? I'll take a peek at it over there. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm going to show you which one it is that you'll be looking at. You're going to be looking at this. This is the back.
Okay.
You're
okay.
here.
Oh, so you have
So
this
here.
wall
Yeah.
closing that.
And it grades up there as
So
well.
you must be somewhere.
It's much lower.
And this is getting lower and lower.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, so you're in here.
Okay. Very nice. I'm sure the front is facing the water's with it most of the time.
Yeah.
So it's really beautiful.
Yeah. Do you want to look at this more?
Yeah, I'll look at it and then I'll give it back after. That's okay?
Actually, yes.
Were you satisfied, sir?
Yeah.
Okay.
The computer-aided design makes it very convenient to see what it's going to look like,
Yeah.
you know, three-dimensionally, kind of.
That was the owner's idea. They wanted
Yeah.
to see themselves how it's going to look like. So it helps everybody, really.
Yeah, it's hard, particularly because of the different roofs, the way they come together. If you try to get someone to envision that, unless they're a designer, they have a hard time with it. So the CAD really helps a lot. Good.
Very impressive. Move to improve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. So you have to sign a couple of things here.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
It just says you're going to build it according to plan, is the thing.
Yes.
And any changes, let us know in advance.
Well, of course, if there's a change, it's gonna have to be approved.
That's it. Thank you. Good.
Bye-bye. That's going to be a nice view from that lot. Bonnet Hill.
This corner lot.
Yep. Yeah, you can see down Plymouth. Makes me wonder.
It's not a house you'd be able to make additions to. Yeah, it doesn't need them, but if you got an idea, you know, you'd like to put an addition on it, forget it. Too disruptive of everything.
Can you tell
I didn't even.
how many square feet?
It's probably about 35 to, I'd say 3,500. One of the things makes it look big is the three-car garage,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
because they usually takes about 900 square feet for the three-car garage.
But again, that's pretty useful for that neighborhood. Three
Yeah.
cars.
Yeah. It's not outrageous, yeah.
It's a lot of cleaning, 3,500 square feet. Never ends.
Go vacuuming.
The next item is concerned with the installation of a hot tub with a surround at 168 Route 6A. Dayboard Incorporated, Charles and Kathleen Day are the owners, and you are
I'm Kathleen Larson Day,
Okay.
and 168 is the inn at Yarmouth Port.
Right.
So the hot tub is already there?
The hot tub has been is on a trailer in the back, waiting approval, pending approval. It's not hooked up or filled up or anything.
Gotcha.
And this is for the owner's use only, right?
Owner's use only. I
Yes.
get that hot tub.
Innkeeper's use.
Right, okay.
And not visible from 6A.
Not visible from 6A.
Doesn't appear to be.
Surrounded
abutters?
by a 5.5-foot fence that is going to be matched by the existing, will look exactly like the fence that runs alongside the parking lot with the lattice and everything all the way around.
And wood.
Wood,
Yeah.
absolutely, cedar. Cedar fence.
So you call this a five-seater? or-
Yeah.
So where exactly is the fence?
The fence will come out from the house square around,
What's the length of it?
it is 27 by 26.9.
Ah, okay, that's what I'm just wondering if those are the true dimensions for it. Let's see.
There is a drawing on a plot plan.
Yeah, this one,
Yes.
yeah, it's just that the lines are kind of crooked and,
Oh, I'm
you know,
sorry.
hand done, and wasn't clear if that was really the fence, those dimensions, or if they were in closer to the tub location itself, you know, sort of wrapped around the tub. So, good, okay, now it's understandable. Any other questions?
None from me.
Move to approve.
Second?
Thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Now, you have to sign this. You can-
Visit us at the Christmas stroll.
Yeah.
You did the Christmas stroll?
your season?
Oh, we had a fantastic
Oh, good.
first season.
Oh, great.
Forward to the next one, so.
I think the innkeepers are very deserving of the hot tub.
Well,
and
it's,
the-
you know, it's busy.
It is, it is, right.
But the website is good, too.
Oh,
I was
thank
on the
you kindly.
website.
We
They're
appreciate
really
that.
Very nicely done.
I sincerely need, please come through on Sunday or any other time. You're always welcome. And we got such great feedback on our sign, too.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's nice. Thank you. Good luck with it now.
Enjoy.
It's all about. Good.
Another satisfied customer.
Right.
More fun when you approve.
I know, I know.
I do. Here we go. So the next item is a new single-family home with attached garage at 54 Old Hyannis Road. The homeowners Leslie Rosselli, and Pleasant Bay Homes is the agent, Jacques Lapointe.
Right here is the.
Good evening.
Hi. My name is Jacques Lapointe. I'm the owner of Pleasant Bay Homes. We are doing the house with Jeffrey Jones of Classic Construction.
How you doing?
And also Monsieur Bowden behind me, John Bowden, that is my partner. It's for Leslie, also here with us tonight.
Good.
Would you mind if I bring you an extra picture that I didn't have when I submitted
Oh,
your
fine, sure. Yep,
application?
okay.
Yeah. This is basically what we're trying to reproduce as close as possible.
Mhm.
We got the dormers on the roofs, but the front entrance, the window details, and of course, the trim over the
Thank you.
windows, the crown molding,
Mhm.
the garage doors, Basically, unfortunately, the plans are done with computers, and they don't really give you the right look. Okay.
Do we have any color swatches of this Savannah wicker?
Oh, God.
So the front of the house is going to be Savannah wicker, which I assume is kind of like a tan.
Yep, that's what it is.
Looks like this.
They all have these fancy names, you know?
That's the problem, yeah. There's no such thing as black and white anymore.
Did you build this house, this extra picture you gave us?
No, I did not.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's a local house on the Cape, though.
It's Polanis. I got it out of like Cape Cod Life or something.
Oh,
One of those things.
yeah.
Now, Pleasant Bay Homes has been building homes on Cape Cod for 20 years now, over maybe 250 of them. We have a lot in the Brewster, Harwich, Orleans, Old Kings Highway, even in Dennis. So now we're coming towards you guys.
We've had some other jobs here too, I think, in Yarmouth.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. We just did a big one for the Lukes on Crosby Lane on the
Yeah.
Bass River, right on the water there.
Yep.
Almost 7,000 square feet.
Yeah, it's a big house.
Yes.
I go by there going to ship shops.
That's us.
Yeah.
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 Too bad Leslie's house will be almost in the woods. Nobody will be able to appreciate it. It's not like if she was on 6A, but she'll have a very nice home.
But you'll enjoy the privacy too,
Yes.
especially if you put it in the proposed pool.
Yes.
That whole old Hyannis Road is looming to be a showplace for.
Yeah, there's some nice homes down there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
I hope you didn't get any negative letters from abutters.
Do you have any butters?
Nobody left, so I guess not.
No? Nothing in the
No, we
mail?
didn't.
No?
She said it, when they go away. She goes, "You can take it." I go, "She said, I don't know, like, one."
Looks like the native stone will be a nice touch, too.
What's that?
Looks very nice.
Thank you. Leslie was living in New York near Albany in a very antique, beautiful, historic home. So to do a lot of historic detail for her was essential.
Where near Albany?
In Schoharie, actually.
Let's go, Harry.
Yeah.
I used to live out that way.
Oh, no kidding.
Columbia County.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, where they had that big trash crash not too long ago with the limousine,
Oh, was that?
where 20 people
Oh.
passed right down the street from Leslie.
Mhm. Tragic.
I designed a passive solar house in Rhinebeck one time. I was living in Poughkeepsie.
Mm-hmm.
I meant to do it. 6 years. Yeah. Yeah. Likes it.
So the siding on the front says "ship loose."
It says ship loose because it's not done by the modular company. The house is built modular in Pennsylvania,
Yep.
so we're doing the siding here locally.
Okay.
So that's why that says,
Call it ship loose.
Yeah.
Purpose. Yeah, I was wondering if it was this type of board that has
wood
not
grain.
tongue and groove, but
No.
kind of a lip on it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what the term is for that. But these are going to look like clapboard.
Clapboard, yeah.
Yeah.
And shingle all around. Natural white cedar.
Right.
The old typical way to do it.
So the front, including the garage.
Is all gonna be
so on, will
clapboard,
be
yeah.
This clapboard. In the shutters, are these panels or clapboard, or rather
Raised paneled,
raised panels?
yes.
Okay.
My window.
You don't need it.
You don't need it?
Nope.
Where your good luck charm?
Yes.
Again, sorry about the rendering of those drawings. It's
No problem. Questions, comments?
I move to approve.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Thank you. Thank you very much.
It's going to be very nice.
Beautiful.
We'll do our best.
Sure you will.
I want to be able to come back in front of you guys, you know?
Well, I've seen your work, and you do pay attention to details. so-
Thank you.
Don't inflate his ego.
Too late now.
We have to live with him.
Doug, you just need to sign something.
Yeah.
Oh, I see, there's the window.
I had to get the digging on.
Oh,
Yeah, I was getting cocky. Seriously. Right? Feed him before you eat. Yeah, maybe he didn't eat dinner.
There's a pen.
It's a good thing. Hopefully, Board of Health will have it by this week. Anyway, that building.
Thank you.
That's it?
That's it.
Yep.
Thank you very much.
Thank
welcome.
you.
You're welcome.
It goes,
Good night.
Yeah.
so it's probably another 3 weeks before. I'm guessing.
Next time I'll show you my window.
Aye.
you can show it to us now.
Yeah, that's,
Thank you.
thanks, guys.
Night.
Thanks, have
Okay,
a good night.
Thank you.
Good luck with it. Okay. Now, we have a couple of exemptions here. I think we get two.
Two.
So. Want to take a stab at this one?
Sure.
You guys are going to look at it together.
Generator. Okay.
Winter Street, Winter Street.
That looks like a nice improvement.
This is Seminole. Good.
Exactly, but
Oh, yeah.
it's going to be screened out with plantings. so-
Mhm.
Oh, here we go.
Talking about the generator?
Yeah,
Yep, I confirmed with her, she's definitely gonna be sure that it's screened from all sides by plantings. You can't see it from the road as where it's going now, because she has some tall trees there, evergreens. But she's gonna put in some shrubbery.
something that gives the dimensions, do we know which one we're looking at? Not that it's,
They're usually about 2 foot by 3 foot, something like
Yeah.
that.
looks fine,
Yeah.
I think. You agree?
I agree.
Okay.
Yeah, that had come in, 2 weeks ago?
Mm-hmm. We were just waiting to hear back.
And I was concerned with the view from the other people's property, you know, because it looked like it was screened if you're looking straight up the driveway, or even from the house somewhat, but from the neighbor's house, it looked more open.
Uh-huh.
So, okay.
When I do have some additional information for the 38 Seminole Drive,
Mm-hmm.
the risers will be white. And it's the decking that will be mahogany. She confirmed that today. I forgot to put it on there.
So, we have minutes from April 23rd, which everyone has read on the internet and looked like it was okay.
Yep, a couple of typos, I took care of those. Yep,
So,
One was autocorrect, I'm sure.
that was,
Yeah.
but you missed one.
Did I miss one?
You missed one.
Did I?
At the very end, the
Oh.
wid "than," it's one that Richard caught. Yep.
was-
I had the
should have
word
been
"that," it
than.
should have been "than."
Oh,
I like the Concord one, though.
Yeah, that was good.
right.
I like that a lot.
The N and the
Then I
T
thought, well,
aren't
maybe he
even
did say that.
close.
But he really did say the other thing.
Yeah,
We look at them more sacredly.
yes, yes.
yeah, that's interesting.
I
I'd
read
forgotten
word
that.
by word. So, do I hear a motion to approve of the minutes?
Move to approve the minutes.
Second,
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Now, Rosemary needs to get elected tomorrow night.
So vote for yourself.
vote early, vote often, please.
Early. So it's open from 5 to 6. And we don't, everybody get there at the last minute, and they'll have to close the voting. So please get down to there and vote.
You can count on my vote.
Bumper stickers and yard signs are available.
No campaign banners or?
Well, that I can do. I can't vote, but I can stand and hold
Well,
up a
that's okay.
campaign.
Hold the banner.
Where are we going to have the victory celebration?
Well, we'll discuss that at our next meeting.
Okay, great.
Okay, we need to appoint or recommend for appointment, because it gets appointed by the Board of Selectmen. As the architect myself would be for 2019. So all in favor?
Well, someone needs to motion you.
Okay, I make a motion
Motion
to
myself.
recommend Richard Gagenworth.
A
as the-
second.
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
I abstain. I don't know if I have to, though.
That's a point.
You know,
Vote for yourself.
why can't you vote?
Yeah,
for
you
yourself?
could vote for
Yeah.
yourself.
Okay,
So
Yeah, I
you're
think you
yay.
can.
Okay.
Sure.
for me.
You still win.
I'll have to find that out. Yeah. you-
Even without your own vote,
Right.
you win.
I don't want to look like I was railroaded. And Dawn Marie needs to be recommended to the Board of Selectmen for another term, if she's willing and able to continue in this arduous.
Hurry, just someone motion and second, so she doesn't have a chance.
I move to recommend Dawn Marie Flett.
And I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Dawn Marie, you voting for yourself?
Yeah, why not?
Good. And we can designate Old Kings Highway Chairman and Vice Chairman now or after?
You can do that. You
Get
can do that
appointed.
in December if you want.
Yeah.
I mean, should we wait? Do you want to wait?
When will the selectmen be,
It usually takes a couple of meetings to get on their agenda. So if I get these letters out by the end of this week, it'll be a couple of
could
weeks.
make it in December?
Um,
It'd be nice if I were approved by the Board of Selectmen before I get,
Appointed as
Well, I
chair?
know, you're right, hello. Correct. We can also do that at the first, we can
yeah.
also do it at the first meeting in January, so no worries.
Okay.
If we're
that
ready to do
sounds-
it next, yeah, I didn't even think of that, Richard,
done it in
thank you.
January before,
Yeah, I didn't even think of that.
so. Good. Our next meeting is going to be December 10th, and it's the only meeting in December.
Correct, and we only have one item on that agenda. And I did attempt to ask kindly if he'd be willing to move it. But his plans to start construction, he'd rather not wait another month, because the next meeting is until January 14th. So hopefully we'll have a couple more things to do that day then. And I did send out the 2019 meeting schedule.
Right, and it looked good when I looked it over.
Do we need to motion and approve that? Yes?
Why not? I move to approve the 2019 schedule as
Printed on the
printed
internet.
and
Thank you.
disseminated.
Thank you.
I'll second it.
Thank you.
Favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So I move to adjourn.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.